setup for PF-Diagnose version 2. Open the setup screen. The first thing that you need to select is the type of device that you are using, what adapter. Select from the installed adapters. In this case, we will select a Dearborn Group DPA5 single application DG DPA5 SA on USB. Next, select the protocol. As a basic rule, J1708 is the most common protocol. If you are going to scan a heavy-duty industrial that you know is J1939, you may select J1939, or if you're selecting OBD-II for medium or light-duty vehicles. For heavy-duty vehicles, you can select the Connect with both J17 and J1939 protocol mode. This will allow PF-Diagnose to scan both protocols, giving you the most information. No other boxes should be checked at this time. In this box here, you'll find your filters. No box should be checked in the filter selection unless you want to receive, for example, only information from the engine or only information from the ABS. Otherwise, leave these boxes unchecked. The next box to look at is the J2534 pass-through device. This is for OBD-II use. You would select the protocol that you have, or the adapter that you have installed. In this case, again, DPA5. Below, it'll tell you what protocols are supported for that adapter. Then we move on to selecting the measurement type desired. In this case, we are selecting USA SAE, which is miles per hour, PSI, degrees Fahrenheit, horsepower, miles and gallons. You have a choice between imperial and metric. Imperial is commonly used in the UK, where they use a mixture of miles per hour, PSI, and liters, for example. The next checkbox is show markers in the monitor list. This should be checked. It is going to give you a small icon like this for any items that are selected in the graph. And then the next selection is the type of graph. You have historical scale, which is 0 to 100%. All of the values are scaled. So for example, if your RPM max is 2700 RPM, that would be 100%. If your coolant temperature max is 250 degrees, and then that would be equal to 100%. Then you have historical real value, where the values on the left are the actual values of the item being measured. Then you have pan and zoom. It's the same as historical real value, except you have the ability to pan and zoom into the graph. And then you have an area graph, which has shaded areas. One thing to note, the historical scaled value is good for measuring PIDs that are of extreme different values. For example, RPM and percent engine load. When using a real value graph, the percent engine load will be very small fluctuations on the graph compared to RPM. In the historical scale, the fluctuations for the engine load will be equal to the fluctuations for RPM, so it's much easier to see. And the last button on the bottom is log all data bus traffic to the disk. This should be unchecked unless you are requested to check it. Otherwise, it will use up quite a bit of disk space. Once you have all your selections made, select OK.